Hey, it's Andrew Downs. I'm proud to support Three Beards Media, and I would love to work with you. If you need merchandise for your company, organization, band, softball team, whatever, I can help. From name brand apparel to promotional items, large orders or small, online stores, and more, I can help your brand stand out. AKC Marketing is local, based in Johnston, and we are an employee-owned business, so our costs are low and our turnaround times are fast. But most importantly, we give you personal service to make sure you get exactly what you're looking for. Email me at andrew@akcmarketing.com or find me on social media, and let's make some cool stuff together. Now sit back and enjoy this Three Beards Media podcast.
Drop it.
Welcome back to another edition of the Ball Don't Lie podcast. We are in season 5, week 5, episode 5. I'm Ted Hawley here, as always, with my buddy Justin Smool. What's happening, my brother?
Nothing, dude. Just another week, and we got a winning week.
Had a winning week.
Winning week.
That matters. 3-2.
Yep.
You went 4-3. I went 2-3. You won again with your pick on college football. I am now 0-4, and I scrolled through today and clicked on something for my pick for college football this week, and that is going to be a winner, and I'll share that with you later.
All right.
That's the pick. That's how I'm going to board that way, buddy.
I'm excited to hear that.
That's what it is, man. And you know it's going to hit. You're going to – I guarantee you play it just because.
Actually, you're right. You're right. I 100% will be backing this.
We got our boy Pig, Chris Spaghetti in the background. He's back producing again this week. Welcome back, buddy.
Yes, sir.
And, dude, it's been a wild year. We talked about it. It's been dogs barking.
Yep.
And I feel like a little bit you're probably not as rich as you should be this year because you probably second-guessed yourself too much because you are a dog's man.
I am. Yeah, man. It's crazy. Like it's been literally the games that you are like, dude, I can't. Like just for like it was like week 2, like week 3, I think. Like example was like your Broncos at Tampa. It's just like Denver hasn't shown the ability to do anything, and then all of a sudden they go and win by 20.
Smack them.
Yeah, I mean, and it was.
Okay, but then Denver follows up again. It's like, oh, the Jets are right. Everybody's talking about Aaron Rodgers is back. He's got his swag back, and then Denver wins 10-9.
Yeah.
Ugly.
And negative passing yards at half.
7 completions for -7 yards in the first half.
Yeah, and win.
And they won the football game.
I mean, so we're just seeing stuff that's like the NFL is so wild right now. Like,
dude, our teams suck.
Both. But do
this
they?
Week. One of them's going to be 3-2.
I said
one of them's going to be 3-2.
Yes, I said it to people this week, and you know what? But when you think about it, dude, I'm telling you, 9 wins is making the playoffs.
Oh, I think I disagree.
Dude, it's like you throw out the Dolphins. I mean, there's just injuries everywhere.
The Dolphins are dead.
Yeah, I mean you're losing teams. Jags are gone.
I'm not going to bet the Patriots this week. They're going to beat the Dolphins though.
Yeah, I wanted to take him. They missed for me, but yeah,
it's a miss just because I can't go there. I just can't go there.
Yeah, so it's been a wild season, like you said. I mean, literally expect the unexpected, man. And that's you'll find out.
Pig's back with all the Broncos stuff in here too. How about Vance Joseph? Vance Joseph. I still remember as a head coach. He's our DC. He's doing a great job there, DC though. He's doing a very
some guys, as we have said, are meant to be.
Some guys are just coordinators,
and that's okay.
It's just okay.
Cliff Kingsbury, just be an OC, dude. Just be an OC.
And that's what he is.
I will say this: a head coach.
Here's what's gonna happen to Cliff, and it might not be this year because he's got such a unique guy again. He's got to run more motion for that guy.
Well, yeah, I agree with that.
Cliff is not an offensive genius. He's getting away with. There's a very, very special player.
Well, that's true.
And he's running he's a very good bridge guy from college game to a special talent like that. And Murray, Kyler, the same thing too.
Yep.
That will wear off, and eventually you need to give a special talent a really good brain there too. And you know what? Maybe Cliff. I don't hate Cliff. Everybody changes and matures too. He could be way better now. He could learn some new stuff. He's got to do more motion though. There needs to be way more motion in that offense than there is with a guy like that.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
You cannot let those linebackers and safeties not be moving, and because he's got to take less hits. He just does.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll just start us off.
Let's go, buddy. Let's go.
All right. You want to go that game? We talk ugly. You want to plug your nose? You want to?
Let's go. Plug it.
Cleveland Browns plus 3.5. This to me, I just think this game. If there's ever a game that says pick me, pick me, pick me, it feels like it's the Commanders this week. With everything, look, sometimes we've talked about this before. There's just teams that you don't back as favorites. And there's a couple this week, in my opinion. So Commanders are one. Look, they're improved. They're on cloud 9. How good are they? I don't know, man. Like, they've done everything in the underdog role. Now you're favored. No one likes the Browns. No one cares about the Browns. Everyone thinks they're off the cliff. And look, I get it. It's ugly. No one wants it. I'll take it. 3.5, whatever. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I could be, maybe I'm wrong, but ugly it is.
That's our first play.
Okay. All right.
Nothing else to add there.
Okay.
You said everything exactly perfectly. That is our first play on our circuit card is the Browns plus 3.5. And I couldn't love it anymore.
Wow. I did not. Okay. I'm doubling down on that then.
Couldn't love it anymore. For the reasons you just said, there's nothing for me to add there.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Cool.
I'm going to go back to our boys, and we said this too. The Arizona Cardinals should be 7.5-point dogs to nobody in the NFL. Nobody. They are 7.5-point dogs to 49ers. I love Brock. I like the Niners. They're playing well. The Cardinals should be 7.5-point dogs to nobody.
Yeah.
No man, no team. Lock it down. Favorite play of the week.
Okay. Yeah. Play number 2.
Okay.
Yep. I like
it.
Yep. I mean, I'm with you on this. Like, we're getting what we like to the division dog, that aspect. And then plus when you get a division dog over a touchdown adds value. Niners do get back some pieces. Brock, low key Brock, people aren't giving him this guy enough credit.
Dude, Brock has settled in. He's their guy now. Like, it's not like, hey, let's lift Brock. He's lifting people up. He's a real guy.
If his next contract ain't like $475 million, they're doing it wrong. Because he deserves at least 10 times the amount that
I don't think he's going to go for it, though. I think he's going to take a Daniel Jones deal because he's happy to be there. That's all he needs for money. He wants to keep winning. It's going to be the Brady model for him. I think that's enough for him.
Hey, you know what? Some of these guys need to because, like,
look at it.
Look at all these guys getting paid. Some of these guys are bad.
How's the Chiefs' offense looking?
Yeah.
It's a defensive football team, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, right. Cool. All right.
Love it.
2 for 2. All right, I'll go another game nobody else wants. Set your alarm clocks early for those that wake up late on Sunday. But Jets plus 2.5 over in London against the Vikings. This line last week was the Jets were actually favored. Your Broncos went in there and beat them in a very, very ugly game. And maybe I'm just wrong here, but
we have 3 plays. We're 3 for 3. It's getting a little freaking scary.
Okay.
I love this play.
Yeah. All right.
Get Sam Darnold off the American soil.
Yeah.
Rodgers coming off a 10-9 loss to the awful Broncos. This just, as a dog, you're giving me points here?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Hammer.
Okay.
Hammer.
I agree.
It's a hammer.
Yeah. Look, the whole Vikings thing, they are improved. Darnold is good, but look,
they're very, very well coached. He's made him comfortable. You're going to get humbled. Aaron Rodgers he's a pissed off dude.
Yep, correct.
He's a pissed off dude.
Yeah, Salah's on it. Well, by the way, they are messing up Brees right now. They are not using him enough. They are using him well.
They're just not using him correctly.
Yeah, it's
Quit running between the tackles and get him in space, man.
Yes,
I don't. He's a pass but shoot. Making your slot receiver. What are you doing?
I just don't understand what they're doing. It's frustrating.
Put Brandon Allen behind the tackles and make Brees a split guy. He can be a Deebo Samuel. He can be that guy.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I'm with you. Well, I love the Jets money line here.
Okay. Well, this pod's going to be over in about 5 minutes, so.
We're running out of plays.
Yeah. That's great.
I'll give you another one. We'll see if we're still on the same page here, too. The Texans are not as good as the Buffalo Bills. Bills got embarrassed last week. This is a bounce-back deal. The Buffalo Bills are a better football team than the Houston Texans. You're giving me a pick-em play here. This is another recency bias. The Bills should be big favorites here by 3 or 4 points. Hammer the Buffalo Bills. I love the Buffalo Bills.
4 for 4.
Oh, my God.
Yep. Couldn't agree more. Look, the only thing that does scare me, I know the betting public is going to be with us here. So
I actually don't care.
No.
I do not care. I'm so certain about this one.
Yeah.
I'm so certain about a bounce back win for Josh Allen here.
Yeah.
I'm so certain about it. And I was on the Ravens last week. I
Same.
made a bunch of money on them. They make my card. It was perfect. But they actually, were they on my card? They weren't. They should have been.
I know. We talked about it after the fact too.
We did.
But yeah, I do. I mean, I agree. Look, the Texans, I say this, not gonna win, but I think I faded them 3 or 4 weeks and I've won every time. I mean, this team just isn't. They just are. I faded them last week. I loved the Jags last week. I mean, Jags almost snuck it out. I don't know. Yeah, I think I love taking teams off that primetime loss in a blowout. That's exactly what we got here, Buffalo. You're right. I don't see Houston slowing down Josh Allen. I really don't.
It's just a perfect spot for Buffalo here.
Yeah,
it is
to get right. Okay.
You want to go 5 for 5?
Man, I got a couple left, so I'll try and pick one.
Hey, so do I. I guarantee you have this one.
Oh, okay. Then I'll say where I'm going, because then if you guarantee, so I think then
the New Orleans Saints plus 5.5 against.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yep. That's what I was going to say.
The Saints is 5.5-point dogs. We said this is a good spot for the Saints. The Chiefs are not great at covering. I think the Chiefs are going to win the football game by 2 or 3 points again. Ugly.
I think they lose first outright game.
It could be. It's a spot for them to lose. I mean, they've been playing ugly. But again, if they win on a last-second field goal and a drive to win by 1 or 2, I won't be shocked. 5.5 points. The Saints here seems like you're getting 2 or 3 extra points. I love this spread. I love the Saints as dogs at almost a touchdown. And this is where, again, we talk about the 5 and a 5.5 point spreads. This is how Vegas builds their casinos. Yep. There's a reason it's at 5.5 because everybody's going to tease it down to the Chiefs. There's a pick 'em.
Yep.
The Saints are going to win outright.
Yep. Yeah, I think so too. I really like the Saints here.
Well, are we going to have to decide who we're not going to play for our plays? That's 5 out of 5. I still have more plays too. I love this week.
I mean, I do too. So I don't know if we want to pick anymore. I'm scared if we agree more.
Should we find out?
All right, I'll throw one out there.
Okay, because I got two more.
I at least have 2.
I have 2 more. If it's 7 for 7, it's going to be hilarious.
Giants 6.5 at Seattle. No? Yeah?
Yeah. I love the Giants so much.
Oh, man.
Dude, this has never happened. I usually hate some of your plays.
I know you do. You do. This won't be the one that it's game time, right? So I do like it right now. I've already hit it, but Neighbors to me is the answer here. And I just think he means so much clearly to this offense. But this is Seattle. This is a team that just doesn't win by margin. And I mean, they haven't. You get them favored by over a touchdown.
I think I would take the New York Giants at 6.5 point dogs against most teams in the NFL. And I don't consider the Seahawks to be a top 15 team in the NFL.
No.
This is just a slam dunk play for me for that reason alone. As I go, I love the Giants as a touchdown dog against everybody. Right. I think they're just kind of like your Titans a little bit, but even a better version of your Titans. They're going to be pesky all year long. And if you're getting 6.5 points with the Giants, I think you always take them blindly. And against the Seahawks, I just don't think Seahawks are Again, they're not. Are they a top 20 team in the NFL? I don't know. Maybe.
Right. I agree. The Giants at this price, you're right. If you blindly back them at this number, you just come out ahead because they're going to be in so many. They aren't going to win many games, but they're going to be in a lot of games.
If you said the Giants are 6.5-point dogs and you said don't care who they're playing, I think I would take the bet.
Yeah. I mean, probably. Yep. Okay. So
I got one left.
6. That's 6 for 6.
It's getting a little weird. I got one play left. If it's the same, I'm going to just laugh and maybe sign off. But before we get to that, we got to hear from some sponsors quick here too. Pig, we got to take a break to get. We're way too much on the same page. We might go 0-6. So
you're right. Yeah.
Let's hear a word from our sponsors, Pig.
Making great tasting bourbon requires the perfect combination of ingredients, conditions, and time. The longer it rests, the better it tastes. Revelton Distillery's new single barrel bourbon is made from 80% corn, sourced 100% from Iowa farmers. And unlike mass-produced bourbons, each barrel of Revelton's single barrel bourbon is unique, proofed on when it tastes best. As they like to say, it'll be ready when it's ready. And to ensure the highest standards of quality and flavor, owners Rob and Christy Taylor oversee the production and bottling. Every single barrel. Iowa born, Iowa aged, Iowa bottled. Try the new single barrel bourbon from Iowa's own Revelton Distillery. ReveltonDistillery.com.
Welcome back to the Ball Don't Lie podcast. We are Three Beers Media production, live here at the AKC Marketing Studios by Andrew Downs. Green Bay Realty, thank you very much. Revelton Distilling Company, thank you very much. I'm Ted Hawley. He's Justin Smool. Thank you again to our producer in the background, Chris Pig. We might have the fastest podcast in history because we are 6 for 6 with no pushback. Not a lot to say. This is incredible. I have one more play, dude. If you agree on this, I'm just going to go put a 7-team round robin in and just shut it down and hope we make millions this weekend.
Well, I just added more during the break.
No, of course you did.
Yeah, I was like, well, I mean,
we have to agree on something. Disagree on something.
Well,
I love the Chicago Bears -4 against Carolina.
Okay. I don't have this game.
Thank you. All right.
I don't have this.
So the reason I like the Bears here is Carolina's riding a little high on this switch to Andy Dalton.
Okay.
I do think the Bears have settled in okay defensively, and I do think Caleb Williams is getting better. We talked about this last week a little bit too. He's settling in, even though his offensive line is absolutely terrible. They found ways to get Swift involved in the running game, whether it was like just getting him outside the line there a little bit. So they're doing better offensively. And I think that the new OC there is going to keep finding ways to make that work. The Carolina Panthers are not very good. They just don't have the dudes right now.
No.
And I do kind of like them usually in this play once in a while, but there's so much at stake here on they traded for him, they smacked it. Like there's more pressure on Williams to perform here. He was their draft pick. Right. I just think this is where we talked about his coming out party last week, and they covered for us, which was nice. The Bears did cover last week.
Yep.
I think they cover again. And we talked before the season too. I was like, they just missed the playoffs for me. I think you had them in, and
I had them in.
That they have to win to make that work. I do think the Bears get it done by a touchdown this week.
Okay, I have. I got one more. I actually thought you might have this. So I do have a favorite. So it's the guy who I can't stand the least, and I'll lay it with the Jags and Lawrence, 2.5. This is the Jags. If you have blindly
it's just missed for me.
Bet the Jags at home against the Colts, they win every time. Trevor Lawrence, I think, is covered in Jackson. I think he covers like almost every time against the Colts. It's crazy. Or at home. Look, I don't know where the locker room is. It's the only fear is that they started 0-4. They're the only winless team in the NFL.
The reason this missed for me is I think there's potential that
you think it's done
muck right now.
Yeah, and that's the fear. So I completely get that. Look, the Colts right now, even if it's Flacco or Rich, I don't really care who it is, I guess, but if it's Richardson, I actually like it a little bit better, to be honest. I don't know if I trust him on the road yet. He makes
still a weird guy, man. I have not given up on him yet, but I've taken one foot off the gas on him. That's for sure.
He makes too many plays. You're like, oh wow, not many guys can do that. But then he's like, oh,
the other way, and then he's Will Levis sometimes too.
Yeah, sometimes worse. So like, it feels like if there's ever kind of a rally to troops. I mean, Jacksonville did hang tight with the Texans last week. So it's now or never, literally.
No, I completely side with you in this play.
Okay.
I completely get it.
Right.
Yeah, I'll be probably tailing this, to be honest. It's going to miss my card, though.
What's your thoughts on our matchup? The Raiders just missed for me.
Raiders, I think the Raiders is the obvious play there. I think they win money line. They're just a miss. If you were actually, I kind of figured we're going to make that play would make it for us, because I was like, hey, let's just play the Raiders if we didn't have a fifth. I was like, this. Yeah. Like I actually really like the Raiders this week too.
Okay.
The reason I didn't make my card is that, man, like Pig said, Vance Joseph has those dudes running around over there, and there's a bunch of no-name guys that are just playing really hard.
Yeah.
Dude, you keep Aaron Rodgers in check like that. I get it was raining and weird, but man, if you can score 10 points and your quarterback has -7 yards passing in the first half and you win a football game, how does that happen? That's some Tim Tebow stuff.
Right. I mean, the Raiders got some stuff going on too, so which maybe is it feels like it either works really for you or really against you with all the Adams news. So. Well,
it's like Big Yeti said here. He goes, the Raiders have no running game. They have no running game. I actually do like White. It's about time to give up on him for fantasy reasons, but like as a team, they shouldn't give up yet because I actually kind of do like him.
Yeah.
Well, there's a bunch of holes on both of these teams. These are two not very good football teams, and somebody's going to be 3-2.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
But
defensively, they're both like sneaky solid.
Well, it's time for the Broncos to figure it out on the other side of the football. Dude, Mims has been he's not even he's seeing like an 18% snap count. And that was a Sean Payton draft pick too. So look, I'm not giving up on Sean Payton yet, but it's going to be in this. He gets one more free year with me, but at some point you got to show your genius.
Well,
I'm supposed to be over there. And a lot of these guys are your draft picks. Bo Nix is your pick too. I just need to see some strides with him. More than win and loss. I told you I want to lose really close all year, but more than that, I want to show progress.
Yeah.
That win last week with how he played isn't what I want to see moving forward.
Well, no, because
that's nothing to build off of.
Because that's Fugazi. You don't.
It is.
You win 1 out of every 10 games like that in the league. Like it's so.
7 completions for -7 yards at halftime is not how you want to play football.
No, absolutely not. No.
But with this, again, we're in the same spot. Who's gonna give up on their season and start dumping players, and who's gonna be thinking they're gonna make the playoffs? We'll find out.
I'm curious on what we'll get for Devontae. He's obviously out, or he's done. So I'm curious.
You're not going to get very much. I'm seeing what it is. It's kind of like the Keenan Allen deal a little bit. Maybe get some Stephon Diggs stuff. Like if you somehow get a 2 out of him, which I don't think you will, you have to give like 5 and 6 back. So he's worth about a 3 and a 5, maybe 7 and a 4 and a 6 back. Which at this point, he's 31 years old. Yep. You're not building there anyway. Get something for it. Build around Max Crosby. You guys get a quarterback.
Yep.
I'm glad you didn't get Penix. Maybe Kirk Cousins is your quarterback next year.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough. I mean, in a way, I'm actually glad they don't pay. Like I would feel poor. I mean, look at the league right now. Like look at Hurts, and I mean, just go down the line of all these guys that got paid. It's like,
dude, we're paying Russell Wilson.
Well,
$40 million to play for
to
be the backup quarterback for the Steelers this year.
Right, it's true.
We're still there.
Yeah,
and next year.
Yeah, and next year.
Right. And the year after.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely a tough spot for sure.
It is.
But
all right, well, I think we wrapped up those plays there. We got 6 plays. Decide between 5. I think we should decide online here tell the folks who we're going to play for our 5 circle plays. But before we get there, why don't we hear another word from our sponsors?
In 2023, a crack Green Beret named Dan Douglas retired his military command and promptly escaped to a full-time career in real estate. Today, this man is wanted by home buyers and sellers who want to survive the process without spending a fortune. If you have a home to sell or want to buy one, maybe you can hire Dan Douglas at Green Beret Realty. You can find him at greenberetrealty.com. greenberetrealty.com.
Welcome back to the Ball Don't Lie podcast. Thanks again to our sponsors. I'm Ted. He's Small. We got Pig on the ones and twos in the background. So far in our circle plays, we have agreed on 6 plays. The Browns, the Cardinals, the Jets, the Bills, the Saints, and the Giants. 5 dogs and a pick'em. That smells more like a circuit card for us.
Yeah. I would say if I had to pick, I think I'm probably a hair gun shy on the Giants with the neighbor situation.
I would be a hair gun shy on the Browns.
Okay, sure. All right. But that's the ugliest one.
I think so.
If Neighbors is gonna give it a go, man, because I'm not quite sold on that. People like that Seattle defense, but I tell you what, a lot of it. People aren't talking about that strength of schedule, man. They've played a bunch of easy teams. I'm not convinced they're all that good right now on defense. I mean,
the Lions were my favorite play last week, and
we loved that game.
Never even a question last week.
That wasn't. Yeah, that was. We at least got 4.
No, we have. Yeah, we have 4.
I mean, we got. It's just a matter of it's going to be one of those. However we decide it for the 5th, but yeah,
we'll think about that overnight. We'll put that on the socials. We'll get it to you. But so we definitely have the Cardinals, Jets, Bills, and Saints are absolutely making our circuit card
easy.
And it's going to be the Browns or Giants. You know what? Maybe it is. I kind of like the Raiders a little bit too. So maybe they sneak in.
Yeah,
but we definitely have 4 plays. We'll get our 5th one out there.
Right.
But Tennessee, Arkansas over was my random pick. When I scrolled through stuff, that's what I hit. So
I'm going to go add that right now.
Take that for what it's worth. There is absolutely no thought process to that other than I'm 0-4 in my college plays this year. So why give any thought into it? Because if I was giving thought, I would have taken Ohio State minus 18 against Iowa. That would have been my play.
I like that.
But I'm going to make my official play, the Tennessee, Arkansas over 56.5.
Okay. Well, I have picked a bunch of dogs. And they went outright. And they just went outright. I'm going to pick another dog. However, I hope this dog does not win outright.
So what's Iowa?
It's Baylor.
Oh, you actually called this last week after Iowa State won. You said this is a really bad spot for Matt Campbell, and you said if it's over 6 points, I'm taking it. It's like 12.5.
Yeah.
How much is it right now?
It's 13.
Oh boy.
I'm going to take Baylor. Look, this is we've talked about it. Matt Campbell is horrible in this spot. He is not good as a favorite, let alone being a double-digit favorite.
In the Big 12.
Actually,
just in general.
It is so hard. Iowa State isn't that type of team that's going to go blow people out in conference. Yes, can they? Sure. But Baylor has athletes. Houston's no good.
They're not good.
And really, Iowa State got off to that was a very sluggish start last week.
20-0 against them, and it was not that until the end. It was.
Yeah. And so, it is a night game up here at Jack Trice, and I think that they have a lot of things going. Obviously, we want them to win because I really think
win, but just because you win doesn't mean you cover 13.
Right. And I just think, they have a great with how some of the Big 12 stuff unfolded last week. It's still early, but boy, things are looking up and up for them. And get another one here.
Hey, if Campbell does come smack them though in this spot, it's not the same old Cyclones. Then if they come out and do cover this game, and they come out and win, they got a legit chance. They're talking about some, legitimate college football playoff contender if they win this game.
Agree. Yeah, this is more of just a prove it to me.
I think Party hopes you kind of lose this game.
Yeah, I do actually. I would love it. Yeah, it's prove it. If you are what you just said, okay, that'll wake me up. But unfortunately, this isn't what you've normally done. So
no, history says this is a close your eyes and bet this every time play.
Yeah.
No matter who the opponent is. If it's a Big 12 team, plug and play plus 13, you take them.
Yeah. I mean, I actually like a lot of the dogs in college football.
You said 6.5.
I did. I couldn't believe the line opened like this.
6.5, you're hammering it. You're getting a full touchdown more.
I mean, I can't believe it's this high. I'm just shocked. And look, Baylor feels like they're in shambles, but people forget this Baylor team last week was favored over BYU. They were favored by 3 over BYU. Now they're getting 13 at Iowa State. I'm like, something seems off. So anyway,
I hope you lose this bet, or I hope that Iowa State wins by 12 because Baylor is down 20 and scores a touchdown with 2 seconds left and goes for 2 and loses by 12. But Iowa State handled their ass. That's what I really hope happens.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I hope I lose it. Truthfully, I really do, but I can't. I just want to.
You will handle that loss better than most if Iowa State comes out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm okay with it. So. But
all right, well let's run through our plays here quick. Man, there was a lot of agreeing here tonight. I had 7 plays. I had you for 7 plays, I believe.
Yeah.
And we actually I have you for 8 because you actually added the Raiders too. Did you add the Raiders?
No. I just left them off.
Okay, we both do like the Raiders. That's just a miss. 7 plays.
Yeah.
I had the Bills at a pick 'em, the Cardinals plus 7.5, Saints plus 5 in the hook. Giants plus 6.5, Bears minus 4, Jets plus 2.5, and the Browns plus 3.5. You have Cleveland plus 3.5, the Cards plus 7.5, Bills in the pick 'em, Jets plus 3.5, Saints plus 5.5, Giants 6 in the hook, and the Jags minus 2.5. I had blindly picking Tennessee, Arkansas at 56.5 on the over. Take that for what it's worth. I'm 0-4. This is how I'm going to try to get off the schneid. So that's my play. I did like Ohio State minus 18. I think they're just a lot better than Iowa. And you have Baylor plus 13 for our circle plays. We have agreed on 6 plays. We'll get it down to 4. Our 6 plays we had that we agreed on were the Browns, Cardinals, Jets, Bills, and Saints. We've narrowed it down to Cardinals, Jets, Bills, and Saints. We already agree on. We will get our 5th play out on the socials. Interesting podcast. I've never had. I mean, this is
our first.
This is a lot of agreeing there, man.
Yeah. Yep.
We're coming off a 3-2 play there. We're 9-11 on the season, fighting back, getting there. Yeah. Hey, how about our boy and our surrogate Ambrose just bleeding out? I mean, he should have won the first quarter of the Circa Millions plays. He lost it because of a missed field goal by the Cowboys. It's $150K. Yikes.
Yeah,
with that said, he's atop the leaderboard, so hopefully he keeps pounding away and doing really well too. But dang, that's tough. And if people don't know, they do pay out quarterly for the winners on this. And we didn't talk about it a whole lot last year, but our third quarter was, I think we finished second or third in that too. It was
we were right there to cash. Yeah.
I think we were like 85% for the third quarter.
Yeah. Yep.
But that's all I got, buddy. I'm looking forward to it. We're on a bunch of dogs. It's been a dog year, so maybe that means all the favorites win this week.
We got the right. We have the right dogs, though, is the thing.
I agree with that.
There's a difference between type of the public dogs or opposed to dogs that nobody likes.
I will agree with you 100% on that.
Yeah.
I think that the Saints, Cardinals, and the Giants are all that big of dogs. No matter who you're playing, give me.
Yeah,
I don't even care who you're playing. I'm going to blindly bet that. That's too many points for all of them.
Too many points.
The Cardinals getting 7.5 against, I said, anybody in the NFL.
Yeah.
Give me.
Yep.
I'm going to probably bet the Cardinals money line.
Yeah, I mean, so you're right. I mean, to this, there's too many teams that everyone's going to tease down. There's going to be a spoiler. It just happens. It's the NFL.
It's the NFL.
Yep.
And the Cardinals are due to get in the right side of their games this year after that poo-poo last week.
Yeah, they're desperate for a big bounce because, geez, they're facing 1-4 right in the face now.
And best 1-4 team in football history, maybe. I mean, would you want to play them? No way.
No, absolutely not.
All right, man. Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a fun weekend.
Yes, sir.
Everybody enjoy their weekends. Let's watch some football. Let's get some wins. Thanks to Pig in the background again. As always, I'm Teddy Small. Cash that ticket.
drop it.